Hi friends, this video is jam-packed with a lot of cleaning motivation. We're going to get started with some laundry because I've been trying to stay on top of that every single day. And then we're going to move on to cleaning up the playroom. We're going to vacuum almost every single bedroom in the upper floor. And then we're going to do a decluttering project together. I've been putting off this project all summer long. It's actually the reason my summer decluttering series got halted. I have really been struggling to declutter and work up the motivation to tackle the closet in our spare bedroom upstairs. It's the closet that we store a lot of stuff that we don't know what to do with and all of the stuff that the kids outgrow. And for any of you moms out there, you know that it can be kind of difficult to go through all of your kids' clothes if you're making the decision to do a final purge. My husband and I have not officially decided if we're done having kids or not, but we have decided that there is no point in holding on to an entire closet of clothes for years and years without knowing for sure what the future is going to hold. We've just gotten to a point where we really want to use every space in our home, and that room has just been kind of sitting empty just in case we need it as a nursery. And so it's time to just go through all of those clothes and do kind of a purge. I did keep a whole entire bin of clothes that meant a lot to me. This was actually a very difficult declutter. I'm not going to lie. I took like 6 different breaks to kind of like regroup and maybe cry a little. But before we start that project, I did just want to kind of reset my upper floor because I have a really hard time tackling any project, whether it's decluttering, organizing, or some sort of like DIY project, unless the space is already clean and put together. So here I'm just going to get that laundry done because this was a chore I have to do every single day as mom. And so it's nice to just tackle my chore for the day and just get it out of the way right from the start.
I've been trying my best for a while, trying to please everyone who's around me. I've been putting on a fake smile, even though I'm wasting time. I don't want to be trapped in a box, trying to be like the rest.
Ever since I went through this master closet with you guys, I have had a much easier time getting dressed, and I am so thankful for that. It really makes my days a lot better when I can just get up in the morning, walk into here, and find something to wear that fits right away. I don't have to go searching through all of my drawers and put on a bunch of tops that just don't end up fitting or looking good. I've been really loving how everything's working in here, and honestly, I don't know if there's anything that I really want to change as far as organization in my area of the closet right now. When I was decluttering this closet with you guys, I was letting you guys know that I was waiting on another wire drawer system from the Container Store to arrive. It kept getting delayed, and I finally contacted customer service, and they ended up just sending me a new one because it got lost in shipping. And so it did finally arrive. I've been waiting for that for over a month. It's been a month and a half now. And so I think it's time to go through all of my husband's stuff in here. I'm really excited to make his side of the closet look really organized and kind of put together. He's got a lot of open shelves, and I just feel like open shelves don't really work for him. Now we're just going to come into the boys' playroom. This room is kind of messy, and I knew I was not going to be able to declutter or organize until I took care of it. So I'm going to start off by just putting all of these toys away. We actually hosted a play date, and then I was babysitting a friend's daughter, and she's only 1, and so it was a lot of fun, but it's time to get in here and just kind of clean up. Now that it's fall, I have noticed that playdates are starting to go away. Not completely. I'm so excited whenever the kids do get together, but it is starting to die down. Kids are all back in school, and when they come home, they've got sports or activities, and it's a lot harder for parents to send their kids over for playdates. A lot of times in the summer, they just go ring each other's doorbells, play on their bicycles, and then when they get tired and hot, they come inside for a snack and then start their play date. And now that it's school time, we just aren't finding that happens. And so I have noticed that it's a little bit easier to keep my house clean now that it's fall. But I do miss seeing all of their faces running around. I am hoping to still prioritize their neighborhood friends and make sure that I'm giving my kids a chance when they are healthy to go ring somebody's doorbell, and maybe even if it's 30 minutes, do a little play date. Sometimes when it's raining, we want to get cozy, maybe watch TV or do a puzzle, things like that. And I always forget that even if we're doing things like that, we can still ask another kid if they want to join in. We really lucked out with our neighbors. We have 3 families nearby that have really good kids that my kids absolutely adore. And they're just very nice, well-behaved kids. And I couldn't ask for better neighbors, so we really did luck out on that one. Ignore the extension cord that's still in my hallway. We're having an electrician come look at our electrical in the wall behind the washing machine this week. I'm really hoping he can figure it out. I'm hoping it's not something that's super expensive to repair. My husband's wondering if it's like a ground wire or something like that. So we'll have to see what he finds. Right now, my washing machine is plugged into my bathroom outlet because that's the only outlet that can support the washing machine in the upper floor. And so that's why I have an extension cord running from my laundry room all the way into my master bathroom. Now that we've finished vacuuming most of the areas, we're going to come into this spare room here where I needed to do my project. As you can see in that closet, it is overflowing. I've also just been kind of throwing things that I didn't know what to do with in this room lately, and I needed to take care of that as well. My son really likes to tape artwork to the walls, and so that's what you saw in the beginning there. I just decided to take it down. He doesn't actually notice when you get rid of the artwork, but he loves taping it to walls, so I just let him. Before I start decluttering that room, I did decide to take this hamper. It was broken from the master closet declutter, and it's been sitting in there, and I actually found a few more things throughout my home that needed to go in the trash as well. There was a broken step stool from the downstairs bathroom. It was just in the downstairs bathroom cabinet, just sitting there because it was broken. I have no idea why I did that. I don't know why I didn't just throw it away. So I gathered all of the items in that bedroom that I have decluttered from around my home, and I just now took it all to the trash. So that's what you were seeing me doing. So there was a broken hamper, a broken step stool, a couple pieces of clothing that were ripped from my kids, things like that. So that felt really good to just get out of that room. The last room that I wanted to take care of real quick was this one. My son was actually home with me on this day. He was homesick from school, and so I did have him quickly clean up this bedroom so that I could vacuum, and I had to wait until he was done to get in here. So now that he's done that, I'm going to quickly come in here and give this room a vacuum before we start decluttering.
When I'm not, I just wanna go my own way. Gonna let the past burn down, cause honestly, don't wanna be stuck in boring conversations with you. I'm gonna leave it all behind, find myself, I'm gonna start over new. Yeah, I'm on my way now.
The first step to any decluttering project is to take everything out of the space that's cramped so that you can get a look at it. If you find that you get easily overwhelmed, I would suggest doing it bin by bin, but I knew that in this closet there was a lot of stuff that was just thrown in there that were all from the same category, and so I did kind of want everything out so that I could make sure that all of the clothing from different sizes was sorted into the right piles. I found a handful of Nerf gun bullets and a Rubik's Cube, so my guess is they were having a Nerf gun war, and one of my kids was using this closet as a hiding space, so I'm going to quickly go put all of these things away in their playroom, and then I made sure to just empty the entire closet out, even if it was stuff that didn't need to be organized, just so that I could really look at it all. I kept our baby swing that we used for both of our boys and a changing pad. I kept a booster seat, a little travel high chair, like a little carrier that attaches to your back, things like that. I also had like a baby monitor, stuff like that. I pretty much saved a lot of the main items. I always thought that I was going to have a large family, and I still don't know what my future holds, but I do know that this room is kind of wasted and it's time to go through all this stuff. I've been storing the closet doors to my son's bedroom in here, and I think it's time to take these out. I think I will wrap them up and store them in the garage just because I don't feel like it's safe to have them in here just in case the kids are goofing off and playing. I also put a bunch of stuff that's for projects in here, so I finally found some tools that were missing from the garage. I forgot that I put them in this closet, and so I couldn't find them in the garage, and now I know where they are. So now it's time to go through this pile, and I started off by taking all of the large items and placing them along the wall since those didn't need to be sorted through. And now I'm going to go ahead and use garbage bags to kind of organize everything. So this one here I labeled sleeping bags. They're the sleeping bags my kids used whenever they would go to grandparents' houses. They used them from when they were like 1.5 all the way up to like 5 when they outgrew them. This is going to be my trash bag, so anything I find that's too damaged to donate, I'm going to throw in here. It's nice to always have a spot for all of the trash that you find when you're decluttering. Here I had to take a little break and collect myself. I found that I did this quite often. I would start tearing up and crying and get a little bit overwhelmed. I would say if you're decluttering anything that's sentimental, make sure you have a bin where you can put anything you're unsure of, just so that you don't have regrets later. So I ended up having a bag of items that I just felt like meant a lot to me, and maybe I wasn't ready to part with, or I might never part with, and that's okay. So I had one full garbage bag that I put anything I might want to save for myself or my kids when they're older, and I just threw everything in there. And then all of the rest of the clothes I am sorting into piles according to size. That way I can find some mothers who might need clothing. I'm going to probably go through our local church and just see if there's anybody with little baby boy who might need some clothing. So every single garbage bag is going to be labeled with 5T, 4T, 3T, all the way down to the baby clothes. I did notice that I didn't have as hard of a time going through the clothes they recently outgrew. I was getting more emotional towards the end there.
I will find a place for us. I will show you where to go. I won't try to change your mind, 'cause I'm always on your side. Time moves faster when you're by my side. It's so easy to get by. I'm leaving all my troubles behind. I will get to
I was doing pretty good being methodical and going through all of the clothing until I opened up this bin. These two bins are all of the baby stuff and the baby clothes starting at 24 months and under. And so I was finding I was having a lot harder of a time parting with things. So this is when I really started throwing all of the stuff that meant a lot to me in a bag. And that's okay. Sometimes you just can't get to it all, and decluttering can be hard. I ended up getting a little bit too emotional and had to take a long break to just kind of cry and let out all of my feelings. So I did end up skipping over that. I wanted to kind of go through those last two clothing bins all by myself and really just let myself feel all of the emotions while I was going through them. So I did kind of cut to showing you what all the donations looked like. Everything that you saw that was bagged up is either from the master closet declutter that I did with you guys or from this closet. So we are getting rid of a lot of stuff in the past couple of declutter with me videos. And now I'm just going to quickly go through that trash bag of all of the keep items. I decided to move them over to this bin here and keep it in my master closet. Just like I have my wedding dress. That wedding dress might never be opened again, but it brings back a lot of memories. And so I decided to do kind of the same thing. I'm taking all of those baby items that I decided to keep and I'm putting them in this tote, and maybe one day my kids will want them or my daughter-in-law. If they don't, then these items mean a lot to me, and I think that they're just a good reminder of me of some good times with my kids. I don't know if other moms do this, but every single one of these clothing items, I have a memory of my kids being in them, and that's why these particular ones mean a lot to me. Like, I remember what outfit my sons wore when they came home from the hospital. I remember maybe a time where we cuddled all day when we were sick, or maybe they figured out where their hand was and figured out that they can move their fingers. There's a lot of memories that are attached to clothing and items sometimes, and it's okay to have an attachment to things. I don't think anybody should tell you that you can't, and you should just purge and declutter everything you own if you're not using it. But I do think that it's important to go through things and not hold on to everything. So I limited myself to one bin, and I think that that's perfect for me. Now I'm going to quickly go through and take all of these little organizers and just kind of bag them up. Since I'm not storing all of my kids' baby clothes for years and years, I'm just not finding that I'm using that stuff right now. So I'm going to bag that up as well. And I'm also going to go through all of these organizers over here. I did find some that I was willing to part with, ones that just weren't working, or maybe I found better options. And then I am going to nicely organize all of these containers and put them in my master closet, and I'm going to put them back on an upper shelf and just keep them really organized so that if I'm ever doing an organization project, I know where all of my extra containers are so that I can get it done. I did declutter a whole entire trash bag of organizers that I'm pretty positive I will never reach for again. I just feel like maybe they're too bulky. They don't fit very well in multiple spaces. I love keeping organizers that I know can fit in closets, they can fit in cabinets, they can pretty much go anywhere in your home and work. And so that's what I'm trying to save, is the items that I know are multi-purpose. As you can see, I am still a little bit emotional when I'm doing this, but I really wanted to tackle this room and just kind of finish it. So this is the bag of stuff that I ended up decluttering from my organizers, and now we're just going to take care of this corner here. This is all stuff that I just needed to sort out. I've been just kind of throwing some of these items in this room or the closet.
Never thought it would be so hard. I grew up without a scar, just living my life with no big worries. And I've always known what I want, just didn't know what came along. Finding myself a much less happy. Back in the days I used to dream about one day a life so amazing, not everyone judging me. Don't wanna care about them, though it hurts so bad. I wanna stay wide open, 'cause if I shut down, it just gives them right.
What you see me carrying out are all of the organizers that I've tried out in different areas of my home, and I love them, so I will be keeping them. And so I'm just going to carry them into the master closet and nicely put them on a shelf so that I can use them at a later date. And then that pile where the paint cans are, that's stuff that's for projects, stuff that needed to go back to the garage. I am going to put these paint cans back in this closet because they are actually paint cans that I am planning on using in my upper floor. I have a couple of projects that I want to do in the upper floor. This is everything I am decluttering, and now I just gotta get them to the right people or find places where I can donate them. So it feels really good. I am so excited to get all of that stuff out of my home. It's just going to be a lot nicer to walk into that space. I didn't get as much cleaning as I wanted done this week, and that's okay. That decluttering project took a lot longer than I thought it would. I was dreading it, and I'm so happy it's over, but it did take me over 2 hours to finish. I had to take lots of breaks and just kind of energize myself and tell myself I can do it. So normally I would have a lot more cleaning motivation for you guys, but that was a big decluttering project for me, even though it might not have looked like it, and it just took a lot out of me. And so now I'm going to quickly make my bed, and that's the last thing that I could motivate myself to do for you guys this week. I'm hoping to get a really good cleaning video for you guys next week, but I do hope you guys enjoyed this one. I just want to say thank you to everyone who stuck it out to the end. I appreciate each and every one of you. You guys are the reason I can film and tackle projects like this. You guys motivate me as much as I hopefully motivate you. So thank you again for being here. I really appreciate it, and I hope that you guys have the best week.
Can't stand to hear more today. I'm gonna lock my door and stay inside or wait until I'm safe again. I have nothing more to put on. I'm defeated and withdrawn, just trying to understand where